I'm not a group person, and I had cancer years ago and I handled it myself, and there were a lot of groups I didn't want to come to. But when I found out in 2011 that my wife had dementia, then it presented a different problem because it wasn't me, it was my wife. So I always believed I could really take care of my wife all the time, you know. But my children, they said, Dad, I think you need a little bit of help. I met Carol and I joined a group of people who had wives at home and they were caring for.
You meet one person with dementia, but you meet one caregiver, and there's no two caregivers the same, no two personalities that are going to handle the situation the same.
I've been married 61 years now, and I had to know what I had to watch for. And the good part of it was very simply that it prepared me for what was coming next. I didn't know anything about this. I knew my wife had major problems, but I didn't know what was coming next.
I offered to start up the men's support group after the budget cuts in our state several years ago. Albert has been coming to the group almost longer than anybody, and I have seen him grow through the whole process with incredible family support as well. You know, as far as other male support groups, I don't know of any. I'm hoping there are more in the state. It is very much needed. A large percentage of the victims of Alzheimer's disease are women, so we're going to see more men thrown into this role as a caregiver, and this knowledge and being prepared is critical for them to be successful in their role and also take care of themselves. I typically go into the support groups with an agenda because I want them to have something they walk away from each meeting with. Oftentimes that agenda is off the table shortly because they start helping each other. And by the time we get around the room in an hour and a half, the sharing and the camaraderie usually takes up the whole support group.
Not only do you have to grieve, which I do all the time because I've lost my wife, but I had an awful lot of guilt. And I think that's the part that comes with it. And all I heard from everyone is you can't live with grief and guilt. And it's so true. You think you're the only one. And so finding the first place that doesn't cost anything, you can't thank them enough.